there, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing some books I'm going to be reading this year. So if you guys are interested in seeing what books I'm going to be reading and getting a little sneak peek into my little library I've been accumulating, then make sure to go ahead and leave a like and stay tuned. So guys, I am slowly but surely getting back into posting, but I had another video in mind that was like another like budgeting type video, but I was like, you know, I just did a cash envelope stuffing and sinking fund setup the last video, and you guys have been enjoying that, so there's definitely more of those to come. But today I wanted to do kind of a New Year's video. I probably won't be doing the like resolutions one this year, but I know that there are still avid readers out there, and I used to be one. Now not so much, but I did finish, I think I read like a few books last year, but I definitely want to read more this year. So these are some books that I have, and some of them I've had for a couple months and I haven't read yet, and then some are newer, some are older, but all these that you see here I have not read yet. But this one I have. I've read a little bit of this one, but for the majority I haven't read, so I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about each one and why I'm excited to read it. So let's start with the first one. This one is called Above All Else. I actually went to a book fair at my local library a little while back. I think it was like October or November, and they literally gave out a bunch of free books. Like, they had a table, you could just pick whatever books you want. It was supposed to be only one, but since they had so many, they were just like, we don't care, just literally take it. So I got a bag and everything. I didn't film it, but it was a nice little bit. And so a lot of these books are from that, and then some I've purchased with my own money as well. So this one is called Above All Else. It's by Dana Allison Levy, and it says, Into thin air meets the sun is also a star, and it's a tale of two best friends tested in every way by their attempt to climb Mount Everest. So yeah, and it's like high schoolers, and they are going on this adventure, and they're trying to climb this mountain together, and I think that is going to be a really good read. The thing that made me want to read it was that the back of the book, I forgot what this is called, but like the back little information was talking about the sun is also a star, and I really enjoyed that movie. I didn't read the book, but I really enjoyed the movie, so I'm just like, if it's anything like that, I know I'll probably like this. And it is about 300 pages, so that's not too bad. The last book I read was about 400, so that's a little bit better. So I'm definitely going to be reading this one, called A Sitting in St. James, and it's by Rita Williams Garcia, and it's an advanced reader's edition, and so yeah, and I really like this book because it's a black author, and this one is about Louisiana, which is where I'm from. It says the setting is 1860 in Louisiana. After serving as a mistress of Le Petit Cottage for more than 6 decades, Madame Sylvie Gilbert has decided to sit for a portrait, but there are other important stories to be told on the Gilbert plantation, stories that span generations, from the big house to out in the fields, of routine horror, secrets buried as deep as the family fortune, and the tangled bonds of descendants and enslaved. So, yeah. So, this is definitely going to be an interesting book. I really... Oh, wait, are there pictures in it? Wait, you guys can see it. But yeah, so even though it's not the most heartwarming story, for one, not only is it a black author, but also it's about where I'm from, and then also it's very important to not only support black authors, but to also learn more about history, because I haven't read a book like this since I read The Warmth of Other Suns, which I still have that book, so I'm debating if I should donate it to my school's library because it was required for a English class that I had, or if I should just keep it and read like the rest of the stories in it. I don't know yet, but yeah, so I'm excited to read this one, and this one is about 500 pages, which is really long, but you know, my plan for this year for reading is going to be one book every month, but 2 books during June and 2 books during July, because I have more time. This is the summer, so we'll go into detail about which one I'm going to pick for January. towards the end of the video. But the next one I'm planning on reading this year is called The Assignment, and this one, the front cover says, "Would you stand up for what is right?" And it's a novel by Liza Weimer, and it's about this girl's senior year. She's given an assignment to argue for the final solution, euphemism used to describe the Nazi plan for the genocide of Jewish people, and two of the students are horrified at this. Their teacher shouldn't expect them to complete this assignment, but they want to take a stand. They disagree with it, and then the school administration, like, you know, has a role to play in it, and yeah, they get the community involved. So this novel explores discrimination and anti-Semitism, and it reveals its impact, and it's inspired by a true incident, which is really sad. So it's basically supposed to remind readers that they have choices and that these choices can make a difference. So this author is a writer, and she's an award-winning educator, and she's also the author of 2 adult nonfiction books, as well as Hello ? Her young her young adult debut novel. I feel like I might have read that, but this caught my eye at the book fair because I was like, I wonder what it's gonna be about, because I can see like the one person standing and everyone else sitting down, so I was like, that's kind of giving a clue about what it's gonna be about. And then also I thought that I initially thought this was going to be like a book like about debate or something, but it's not. It's so much deeper, and for something that I don't know a whole lot about, I feel like that would be really good to read. I do enjoy history, so I feel like this is going to be an enjoyable read as far as like the layout of it, but as far as the topic, it's not very, you know, heartwarming, but I think that it's going to be a really good and inspiring read. And this book is about 300 pages. Well, it's a little more than 300 pages, but that's okay. So yeah, this book is about 300 pages, and I'm definitely looking forward to reading this one. This one is called Forget This Ever Happened, and it's an advanced reader's copy, and it's by Cassandra Rose Clark. And yeah, so a little tip for you guys is definitely keep libraries alive. Like when I was younger, my mom literally bought all my books, and sometimes I would go to the library. I would read at the library, but I didn't check out a lot of books because like whenever I checked out a book in the library and I lost it, and it was like I had to like pay for it, and I found it, and it was just a whole big thing. But I'm gonna go to these if I finish them this year. Hopefully I will, but if I do finish them, I will be buying like a lot of stuff this year because I'm realizing I'm just like wasting too much money. So something that helps me is renting from libraries. There's a lot of free libraries around where I live, and you can literally search like free library. They have these little like stands, and people just donate books that they no longer want, and I'll probably be donating some of my books because I've donated a lot of books to the library, but I'm going to donate some to the free library as well, and see if my school might want any of them. I don't know if they can accept donations from students, but yeah, so definitely check out free libraries, check out your local library, check out Dollar Tree, because they have literally, well, it used to be $1, but now it's $1.25, but they literally have very good books. Sometimes it just depends on like when you go, but like a lot of the books that I have, I've gotten from Dollar Tree. They're good reads, and they're like upwards of like $12 to sometimes even $25 that you would have bought from the bookstore. So this year I'm focusing on reading these first before I go out and get any more. But yeah, back to this book, Forget This Ever Happened. This is about, it says, sometimes there's a town called Indianola, and sometimes there isn't. So it's centered around June 1993. This main character called Claire, she's been shipped off to spend the summer in Indianola, Texas, a tiny town on the Gulf. There's nothing too remarkable about Indianola. It's run down, remote, and sweltering. Except there is something remarkable. Memories shimmer and change. Lizards whisper riddles under the pecan trees. People disappear as if they never existed. Yesterday keeps coming unspooled like a videotape, and worst of all, a red lightning storm from beyond our world may just wipe the whole town off the map. This one has about 330 pages. Yeah, So we'll see. I feel like this is not sci-fi. I don't know what genre this would be, but this is kind of giving me like the Society vibes from that show. That series I used to watch on Netflix. So I feel like I might like this. So yeah. And the author's been nominated for a lot of awards. Yeah, I don't know the other ones she's written. Yeah, this was originally $18.99. So, yeah. And it was published in 2020, so that's pretty cool. This one is from the same author that wrote The Hate U Give, Angie Thomas. And I think that this one is going to be a really enjoyable read because I enjoyed not only reading the book but also seeing the movie, and again supporting Black authors and learning more. So I like to read this type of stuff, and it's a prequel to the international phenomenon The Hate U Give. So this is centered around 17-year-old Maverick Carter, and he knows that a woman takes care of his family. He's the son of a former gang legend. So he's using the money to help his mom, and his mom works 2 jobs while his dad is in prison. His life is not perfect, but he has a girlfriend and a cousin who always has his back. Until he finds out that he's a father. Now he'll have to figure out for himself what it really means to be a man. So this book tackles hard-hitting subjects such as teen parenthood and the school-to-prison pipeline, set in Garden Heights 17 years before the events of The Hate U Give. And The Hate U Give was an acclaimed 2018 movie on the come-up. Thomas's second novel is also in development for film. This would be cool if this is made into a movie. I'll definitely go watch it, but I feel like this is going to be interesting to see how the stories connect and just learn a little bit more, because I really did enjoy The Hate U Give. It was such a powerful book and movie, so I think that I'll enjoy this one as well. If you guys saw my fall Dollar Tree haul, then you'll know that I did get this. Then I got this from Dollar Tree in what was that? October or November? I think that was October. And I read a little bit of it. I've read up to page 38, but it has about, about 400 pages, and it is a really good book so far. It's not what I expected it to be. Even though I read the back, it's still when I'm reading it, it's very interesting and fascinating. It's just that I have to force myself to sit down and read. That's the main thing. But once I start reading it, it's actually really good. It's by Greer Hendricks and Sarah Pekkanen. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, but this is what it looks like. And one thing about Dollar Tree is that they don't always, not every Dollar Tree has the same books. It's just books that's not selling in the area. And they just kind of ship them there. But yeah, but it's a really good book. This book is, I don't know, again, I don't know what genre this would be, but it's kind of suspenseful. And it's it feels like a movie. I feel like this book should definitely be a movie. It's really good. But yeah, it's what is it called? It's about a psychological study about ethics and morality, which is something that I'm definitely interested in. This is another one I purchased from Dollar Tree. It's by Rhonda Mason, and it's called The Empress Game. And it's called A Fully Awesome Space Opera. So yeah. I feel like this could be really cool. She's supposed to be a sworn enemy of the Empire, a fugitive in their lands, hiding in plain sight. So yeah, so it's about space and stuff, and yeah. So I actually don't know why I bought this. Probably just because it looked cool. The cover is really cool. But I'm not really sure I bought this. This is not something that I would typically read. And it has a lot of pages. It has about 400 pages. It's really long, but I feel like it could be a good book. And if I'm not too interested in it, I may pick it up another time, but if I don't read it by the end of this year, I'm definitely gonna like donate it or something. Alright, last but not least, I have this book, which I also purchased from Dollar Tree. This is by Nick Setchfield. It's called The War in the Dark, and it's like the little like review quote at the top reads, James Bond meets Indiana Jones, a rip-roaring adventure. And Mark Miller said that. So yeah, so it's, like I said, the cover is really cool and nice, so that like intrigued me. And then it's a fiction book, which isn't my favorite. I prefer nonfiction, but you know, not everything can be nonfiction. So yeah, so someone else said a rattling good read. It's thrilling. So it's centered in Europe in 1963. It's about the Cold War, and yeah, so it's about the Cold War. There's assassination of someone. It's in London. There's a mysterious woman. That's another main character. The male main character, he's on a quest for hidden knowledge from centuries before, and yeah, so that's kind of what that's about, and it's like kind of like a tale around, inspired by like the Cold War and events during that time. So I feel like that's gonna be a really interesting read. This is also 300 plus pages. Oh, this one's like 400 plus pages. But yeah, so it seems like it's going to be a really good book. I'm excited to read this one. So those are my books for 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any books that you're planning on reading this year, or just give me a number of books that you want to read. Like, what's your goal number that you want to read, or what's your favorite genre? Just let me know, like, your opinion on the different books that I showed. Which one would you read? You can also comment that below. I think that I'm going to continue reading An Anonymous Girl first, and then probably after I read An Anonymous Girl, I'll probably read The Assignment, and then probably, you know, go on from there. But yeah, so those are my books for the year. In total, I have 8 books to read, and like I said, once I read these, then I'll get some more. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to join the #CreativeCrew. I post sometimes, but usually I post every Tuesday and Friday. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys!